Guys, welcome to another episode of The Pulse. We talk to cool people doing amazing things. We hear their story, and I'm excited because, OG, just a G, one of the legends of comedy, people who've been doing it for years, Mr. Michael Colyar in the building.
Thank you, brother. I'm honored to be here. Good morning. How you feel?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Listen, your energy is so positive. Just being in the room with you, I feel good.
Man, it's a blessing to wake up, baby.
Okay.
Just to wake up. I feel like when I wake up, I already won. Now, what am I going to do with that greatness?
Okay.
You know?
I like it.
That's every morning for me.
All right.
Plus, I'm in love.
We
and
just
that
saw
has everything.
That. Yeah, we just saw that.
Yeah, okay.
You just called your wife right before we start the show?
Yes. I can't breathe without her. That's it.
She runs a restaurant. Owns a restaurant.
She owns a restaurant.
Okay.
She owns a restaurant. She's chefs some of the time, but she mostly runs the restaurant, and she is phenomenal.
It's in North Carolina.
North Carolina, Winston-Salem.
Okay.
I met her there when I went to do I have a one-man play I'm doing 100 cities called Michael Colyar's Mama. If you like your mama, you're going to love this play. And do you know of the National Black Theater Festival in Winston-Salem?
Yeah. So
we have a National Black Theater Festival in Winston-Salem, and I understand if you don't know about it because we've only been doing it since 1979. But anyway, every 2 years.
How about Philly, man? I've been stuck in Philly.
No, every 2 years, 2,000 black people descend upon the city of Winston. Don't worry about me. I'm all right.
Okay.
Depends. They come into the city of Winston-Salem and do theater for 7 days. They take over every theater, not just movie theaters, but all legitimate theaters. And they do 7 to 11 black plays every day for a week. It's the most amazing thing you've ever seen. To think every form of theater there is that black people do is celebrated there in those 7 days. So you had a one-man plays, you have the two-person plays, you have the musical, you have I do a one-man play. Mm-hmm. I play 17 characters. So I play my mother and my father. I play me at 4 different ages. I play the alcoholics, crackheads, and church ladies that ran my community, and I tell my story. You know, most of my followers know my story. I'm an addict. I did crack for 23 years. Mm-hmm. And coming this March 1st, I have 18 years of pure sobriety. So in telling this story, I'm allowing other people to see that they're not stuck, you know, because I did crack for 23 years. And now I sit smack dab in the middle of my dream. I'm doing everything I've ever wanted to do in my entire life. Yeah. And you can change your life at any moment you choose, but what moment shall you choose is the real question. Because we have the power is within us, and we don't have to seek it out. It resides within us. All we have to do is say it. It's funny how so many people be talking about, man, I'm a manifest. Humans don't manifest. The Holy Spirit manifests. What we do is decide.
I'm just sitting here looking, going, I don't need this. I don't need this.
You rarely need notes with me.
No, but you know what? It was, I was going to ask because I was aware of your battle and overcoming addiction. Mm-hmm. And
it wasn't much of a battle. It wasn't much of a battle. No, everything is how you look at it. In fact, the matter is,
20 plus years.
I was having a damn good time. Let me just until I woke up one morning and realized that I had lost a lot of money and friends and relationships, you know. But I was having the time of my life. I'm not a woe is me addict. Oh, my life was hard. No, my life wasn't hard. I was sneaking around doing stuff I shouldn't have been doing. I was wasting money and wasting time and wasting energy and disrespecting my Lord. And I changed all of that.
And yet it seems like now you kicked it. And your energy's, I'm guessing, you're having a better time.
I'm having the best time of my life now, though. But I it's mostly God, but it was God that gave me my queen. God that gave me my wife, you know, because, I ain't no spring chicken. And me and my wife both thought that we had come to the time in my life where whoever was supposed to be here for us had come and gone. You know, when I met my wife, she was 55. She's going on 58. I just turned 69. Okay. And we both been married and divorced twice, so we got through the practice. Okay, so now it's about the living. I started out by doing comedy in the streets in Chicago, on State Street. And then it got cold in December, and wasn't nobody trying to hear no jokes in December on State Street. So I packed up everything that would fit in my car. I had a 1967 Buick LeSabre, and I sold everything else. And then I drove to California so I could stand in the street and do jokes, and do comedy. And I ended up doing Venice Beach. So I ended up doing 9 years on Venice Beach, 5 one-hour shows every Saturday and Sunday without
Making a living?
fail.
You surviving out there?
I did 6 figures a year every year.
Doing street performance?
Yes, sir. I killed them. I would have anything from 7 to 600 to 700 people would stand in a circle for an hour in the sun and listen.
So you were doing it yourself long before social media and everybody started doing it.
They wouldn't talk about social media when I did it from 86 to 95.
Can you imagine if social media existed at that point? Like
Holy
you're doing
Jesus.
6 figures.
It'd be crazy if we had social media back then.
If you could have done that for the Globe.
Wow, it'd be crazy.
Although you probably wouldn't be
I ain't going back now. I'm too old for that. I can go back.
Yeah,
but which is really interesting because I did go back and we just shot it. So we just shot a 1-hour special on Venice Beach. And on the beach that I started, I built the stage right in front of the police station. I built it to look like a king's crown. And it's called the King of Venice Beach. We did it with 6 cameras and a crane, but the city wouldn't give us permission to use a drone, but I found a brother who knew how to use a drone from his house 6 miles away, and I'm telling you, the aerial views will blow your mind.
Should have hollered at me. I got a drone license. So we got...
I love my coffee. Look, I love my coffee so much, I just throw it at my face. If I get it in there, I'm good.
We're just setting you up. You should see the street performer in you. Nothing phases you.
No,
you just take it.
Let me say that
going.
You're true. That's from the street performer. Yeah. From being a street performer.
Just keep going.
Yeah, nothing phases me. I could play any audience as long as they understand English. Okay. I could play any audience. I could mime a little if it gets to that. But there's no audience that I can't speak to. There's no topic that I can't speak on. And mostly it's because of being on Venice Beach. I mean, I was surrounded by everybody, white, black, young, old, gay, straight, Asian, you name it. And they would stand there for hours. Some people didn't even speak English, but they would stay because I guess the energy and the movement kept them. Some didn't even know what the hell they was looking at, but they wasn't moving. And then when I would do 40 minutes of comedy and 20 minutes of getting my money. Oh no, I taught everybody on that beach how to make money at street performance.
Coming up, we all have financial goals, but his life goals, they're so much bigger.
So instead of going there to be a millionaire, I wanted to be a billionaire of being. I want to be the greatest human I could be. So instead of trying to make a living, I live my making.
It feels like your background. So Southside Chicago.
Southside?
I was telling him my father's family's from there.
Robert Taylor Homes, 4352 South State Apartment 909. Then we moved to Morgan Park. So I grew up in this neighborhood that was really interesting because it was mostly white when I moved in and mostly black when I left. And that was over a 30-year period. And to see that change and that influx, like I didn't even know white people before I moved to Morgan Park. I mean, I saw them, I say hi, but I didn't even know anybody white. Then we moved to Morgan Park for high school in 71. I went from 71 to 75. And I met people who are different from me. It's one of the reasons I fell in love with film and television because they did a play called Guys and Dolls. Mm-hmm. And I had never seen a play. I had never been in a theater. And they was doing it, I hadn't been in a legitimate theater. I had been in movie theaters. Mm-hmm. And they did this play. And I sat there fascinated at these children who were playing gangsters and playing adults. And so I went with them to the rap party. And these white, black, and Asian kids had really nice homes in Morgan Park. And I had never been around this type of environment. White, black, everybody loved each other. Everybody was cool. We had a common ground, which was theater. And that was my freshman year. I knew from then on, that's what I was going to do the rest of my life. And after that, I was a lead in a play every year after that. And then we formed our own comedy company. And I tried to do it in the street. So I knew it was going to be my love was acting, but I couldn't make no money acting. So I had to learn how to do comedy. Because with comedy, I can get my money right now.
Just the resourcefulness that you learned in those steps to always be able to make it. So you say you're making 6 figures doing street comedy.
Yeah.
You get discovered and you went on Star Search.
Have I been discovered?
I don't know, because you were already making 6 figures.
Have I been discovered yet? I don't think I've been discovered yet.
This was,
I'm watching people,
1980 something.
I'm watching people get there. I ain't got man yet. I don't know about the discovered part. People know of me because I slowly and eased into it, but I ain't got it yet. Now,
I mean, you work with a lot of people and a lot of things.
I've worked with a lot of people. I've had a lot of opportunities. The big one ain't came yet, but it's at the precipice. It's right there. It's right in front of me. I mean, I'm on 8 projects, and either one of them hit y'all toast.
Different.
Oh my God, it's all over.
You gonna stop taking our call?
Oh man, I ain't talking to y'all no more. Somebody said that to me the other day. They say, Michael, you've been in the business over 30 years. Actually, it's 39 years. It'll be 40 years in December. And they say you never changed. That's because I ain't got my money yet.
So you did Star Search. You won Star Search.
Yeah, they just brought that back too. Anthony Anderson is doing it.
You should
is
be
the
doing
host
it.
of. Well, they should at least have me come in and do a guest part since I
won
gave
it.
half my money to the homeless.
Well, and that was interesting because at that point, I mean, obviously you're doing well at street performing.
I was doing okay. I was living in a one-room and rooming with a roomer.
Really?
But I was taking a sack of money home every day. You know,
Okay.
and
Cash.
Yeah, it was cash and
IRS thing.
But I came to I'd gone to California to get rich. I was doing street performance in Chicago and I was killing it. And it was the first year I'd done it. And I was becoming the king of it already before winter. But then when I came to California, I came to be a millionaire, and I got there and discovered the people. You know, the homeless people and the people who had to go through stuff, and the drug addicts like me. And I realized that it's not about me. It's about me finding you. It's about me finding my brother. So until I find you, I haven't found myself. So instead of going there to be a millionaire, I wanted to be a billionaire of being. I want to be the greatest human I could be. So instead of trying to make a living, I live my making. And my making shall make my living. If you look at the works I do, all my work is about healing. It's about giving back to people. It's about lifting society. It's about embracing joy. It's about knowing that God exists in everything. So there is no space where the Holy Spirit is not. No matter how dank and dirty or how celebrated, God resides in all spaces, and it's a power that you can call on at any time. And all of this is reflected in my work.
You won Star Search then, $100,000, and gave half of it away.
And I was still on the beach. And like I said, I was living in a one-room and rooming with a roomer. But you know, when Ed asked me, when Ed McMahon, who was the host, asked me what I would do with the money, I didn't know that was coming. And it's so funny because the guy that I beat, Ed said, so his name is Anthony. Anthony, what would you do if you won $100,000? He said, well, I'll buy my mama a house. Everybody was, oh. And he said, well, what would you do? I said, well, I'm going to give half to the homeless. They were, oh, yeah, right. He didn't give us no questions in advance. We were standing there in front of the world, and he just asked us a question. And that was my first thought because I was on Venice Beach. And I was standing out there looking at people and watching people struggle and watching people try to survive. And crackheads, I don't know why it is, they outlive they dealers. You understand me? The dealer be dead. Hit a crackhead walking fast, trying to get to the next place. We don't even know why he going or where. You know what I'm saying? And so I realized it's really about the people. It's really about me finding the light in other people, you know? And so my mission is not about stuff and things. I'm not trying to acquire things. I'm trying to acquire heart. I'm trying to make sure that my mother and God are proud of me.
Coming up, we've got more conversation with Michael Colyar. Beyond that, where it goes, who knows?
You got notes? Tell me about it.
I haven't looked at these notes since we said that. That ship sailed. I feel like we're kind of just talking and telling stories. I want to make sure we talk about some of the things that you've got going on.
You got notes? Tell me about it.
I haven't looked at these notes since we said that. That ship sailed. I'm gonna have to go down here and try to figure out where I am on this list of notes. But doing a lot of things. So you said you did your hour special. Books.
Oh, don't get me started. Okay, first the hour
tell
special
us some of the things
is
we can
called
look for.
The King of Venice Beach because that's where I'm from. And I want to take it back to that. So it sort of tells my story of how I started out there and I spent 9 years and we give back, you know. And so it's cold-blooded, man. I open it up with a candy apple red 1963 Chevy as I'm coming down the alleys of Venice Beach with West Coast funk underneath it. And then the animation opens it up, and then I'm on a stage that we built in front of the police station. Okay. And it looks like a king's crown. So it's called The King of Venice Beach. But the beauty of it is I always collect money at the end of my shows on Venice. So I collected money at the end of this show, which was a stage show. And I had people stand up, and people gave me 50s and 20s. And one fool ran down his car and got a checkbook and wrote a check for $10,000. But we'll find out in the show how real that is. But yeah, I took a picture of him just in case it don't clear. And so we did the show, and then when I collected the money in this big bag, I jumped off stage. Then I jump into a $200,000 Jaguar, and I drive to the mission. So when you first see the film, it looks like I'm taking the money and jumping in my luxury car to take off. Yeah. But I go directly to the Midnight Mission, which I didn't know a brother is the CEO. It's ice cold, man. In downtown LA, the Midnight Mission feeds 745 people hot meals 3 days a week. I mean, not 3 days a week, 3 times a day, every day. And you can get showers there. So homeless people can just come and get showers. They have a barber shop in there. It's only one chair, but they have a barber shop. They have a dress to impress room. So Macy's and people like that is giving them clothes. So if homeless people get a job application and they get an interview, they could go in there and get everything, suit, tie, shoes, and they get to keep it. So I pull up in the candy apple red and pour the money on the table. Instead of writing some big goofy check, we added $1,500 to what they gave us, and we just poured the money. So at the final scene, you see the Midnight Mission, and these guys are stacking the money and counting it as we pull off. Oh, it's fly, because we have to learn to give back, man.
That's amazing.
And I'm a brother's keeper, my sisters too.
Coming up next, if you thought he was an energetic talker before, wait till I have to tell him that we're running out of time.
Wait. Let me go fast. Okay, so we got the book Little Bobby White. This author also did my first book, and I know y'all missing Barack. It was called A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the White House.
What you doing?
Okay, let's talk about books.
Let's talk about your book.
My newest book is Little Bobby White. I don't know. Let me see which one is. That's a good one right there. It's Little Bobby White. Although the kids are black. Yeah, it's little because it's not about the color. It's about the story. It's a story of a kid who always wins because he always chooses to do the right thing. It's a lesson we don't teach our kids anymore. We don't teach our kids to be good, for goodness sake. In fact, we don't teach them anything. What we do is we give them a device and we sit them in a corner. Then we come back 8 years later. We don't know why they're sitting on bed with a pistol, rolling joints and calling us out of our name, because we've forgotten our responsibility as parents. I'm not responsible for being his friend. That's nice if it works out. Cordial, I'm responsible to be cordial. But my job is to teach him to be a functioning, positive human being. But this artwork is ridiculous. The guy is so great. I really believe that Oprah is going to hold this book up and call it her favorite children's book, because it's a warm and loving story, and it's inexpensive. It's at Amazon. It ain't for $15 at Amazon. If you give them $3 more, they bring it to your house today. Wait. Let me go fast. Okay, so we got the book Little Bobby White. This author also did my first book, and I know y'all missing Barack. It was called A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the White House. I knocked on the door and a brother answered. I only sold 14,000 copies of these.
So you're on tour doing book signings and everything.
Yeah, I'm doing a book signing.
So they should follow you on your website and social media.
You can follow me everywhere. Follow me at The Real Michael Colyar. If you go to realmichaelcolyar.com, that's my webpage, and it'll give you everything. But I'm on everything. Okay. I mean, if you can't find me, you ain't looking for me. I'm in the yellow pages, and they don't even sell the yellow pages no more.
When you hear "use your voice for good," what does that mean to you?
To use whatever skills and tools you have intellectually to be able to speak to other people and lift them up and guide them. At least for me, I live for positivity. I eat, sleep, and drink it. People say everybody have a bad day sometime. Not me. I don't have no bad days ever, because I don't allow circumstances to determine my attitude. I will always wake up with an attitude of gratitude because I made it. I'm still here. Remember, I did crack for 23 years, and now I'm doing films, television. I got 2 specials coming out. I just did a six episode series called Highly Favored. You ever heard the term blessed and highly favored?
Absolutely.
And what tickles me is I'm the pastor. They hired a heathen to play the pastor. And Rodney Perry is my deacon. Kiki Shepard is my wife. Melanie Camacho is one of the church mothers. And I'm hireable. Yeah, I do weddings, divorces, Passover, hangover. I do a party in the phone booth if you promise a call. I take green stamp, food stamp, Canadian money. I take your bus transfer if it's got some time left on it. Thank you, man, for letting me do all the talking. And ignore this chicken. This chicken ain't got nothing to do with it.
Guys, thanks so much for watching The Pulse with Bill Anderson. Today with Michael Colyar, such an amazing story of comedy and growth and inspiration and overcoming addiction. I hope you enjoyed and were inspired by his story as I was. You can hear the entire story unedited, all places where podcasts are available. You can download the Fox Local app. All of our shows are there on demand. And you can hit me up on social media at Bill A. Fox 29. Thank you again. We appreciate you watching. And I leave you as I always do, reminding you whenever you can, use your voice for good and have a good one.